In less than 72 hours, the tampering period will begin, which will allow NFL teams to talk to players that did not play for their team. And the Detroit Lions have a lot of work internally to still do. No word on Josh Reynolds, no word on Donovan Peoples-Jones, and no word on CJ Gardner-Johnson. Now, it is amazing that I think 50-50 the fan base is split on whether or not CJ DJ should return or if we should let him walk. And the rumors are coming out that they're just all over the place. One says he's here, he's going to get a multi-year deal, and one says that he's already been gone. So as far as rumors that I'm hearing and the different directions that we could go in. But I tell you what, if CJ GJ wanted to play his cards, this was the wrong year to do it, because it is a overabundance of safeties on the market. I mean, in a day, we had 3 cut, 2 from one team. Insane, right? So there's a guy, and shout out to homie in the comment section that brought this up. And I was debating on whether or not I was going to talk about this individual being Justin Simmons, but due to the response that I'm getting, I decided to. This is coming from, where's my man at? Oh, I just had it. I want to make sure I shout out my people in the comment section, and I couldn't find it. Okay. Shout out to Just Looking 94, says Denver going to release safety Justin Simmons. We should target him as well. He had top 3 if we don't re-sign Gardner-Johnson. And that's the point of this video. Now, we talked about Jordan Poyer being 33 when the season starts. We talked about Quandre Diggs being a little bit younger when the season starts at 31. And Justin Simmons will be right along those lines. He will be turning 31 at the halfway point of the season. And this is a guy, I talked to Denver Broncos Syndicate, and obviously he had nothing but nice things to say about him. Ball hawking kind of safety that can be everywhere, right? So this guy here would be probably my number 1 choice if CJ Gardner-Johnson does not return. It's amazing, the safety market, because Tracy Walker has been released for over a week and he is still not on a team. What a year for him to get cut as well. But Justin Simmons was a salary cap casualty, saving $14.5 million for the Denver Broncos. Let's look at his 2023 season. Take a look at his draft. 6'2", drafted in the 3rd round in 2016 out of Boston College, and has played for Denver his entire 8-year career. Had 2 forced fumbles last year and 3 interceptions. And if we look at his stats over his career, this dude is solid, man. Look at these interceptions, bro. That's ridiculous. So he's gone his entire career having an interception every year. And y'all talk about age, right? And I talk about age too, especially if you're a 36-year-old pass rusher supposed to be able to elevate this team. But look at Justin, bro. Look at this, 5, 5, 6, and 3. This was a down year for him as far as interceptions. When it comes to forced fumbles, coming off 3 and 2. So this guy, I'm telling you what, he might even be better than CJ Gardner-Johnson, even with 3 more seasons. So if CJ Gardner-Johnson wants to play games, he can go right ahead, because I'm sure if he was, I can only imagine CJ Gardner-Johnson like, man, I'm going to do whatever. I'm trying to get paid. Well, yeah, you go right ahead, bro. The Philadelphia Eagles might bring you back. But check this out. So CJ Gardner-Johnson, a couple days ago, I saw it on Twitter that he had changed his Instagram picture from one thing to another. And that thing that he put in as his new profile pic was him in the gray alternate Detroit Lions uniforms. Well, now it's a picture of his dog. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But let's take a look at Justin Simmons' market value. His market value is $11 million per year. 2 years, $22 million would be his market value. So we could sign him to a 2-year deal at $11 million a piece. Now, I don't know if this video has come out yet or it will come out, but I did a video based off of an article of how the Detroit Lions can save a ton of free up a ton of salary cap space. I'll give you a little spoiler alert. Most of it involves restructuring or extending, I should say, of contracts. But none of that stuff has happened yet. And currently, from what I've read, the Detroit Lions have $63 million available in cap space. So, Justin Simmons, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who are you taking? Are you taking 31-year-old Justin Simmons, or are you taking 27-year-old CJ Gardner-Johnson? It's tough, man. That's a tough decision. A lot of y'all were done. I said I would want CJ Gardner-Johnson back. He's got youth. He's got familiarity. But Justin Simmons is that guy. So I don't know. That's a tough one. I will let you decide in the comments below. What I will say, though, is that if there's any type of if CJ Gardner-Johnson wants to play games, one thing we do know is Brad Holmes ain't up for games. We saw it happen with Jamal Williams last year, whether it was him or his agent, and we moved on and signed David Montgomery, and that's the same thing that could happen with CJ Gardner-Johnson. Now, I want to put this out there because I've been doing this on this channel. This will be my third offseason, and one thing that I've noticed is that if signings don't happen, the longer they take, the more likely they are not to happen. We saw it last year with Jamal Williams and DJ Chark. Those were the two biggest names. Now this year we have Josh Reynolds and we have CJ Gardner-Johnson, both of whom could be signed already. But for some reason, we have not gotten those deals done yet. So I'm very curious to know what's going to happen. It is possible that the Detroit Lions could sign both or neither. And that could be what the holdup is. So the writing is kind of in the sand or line in the sand. The writing's on the wall when it comes to these things. The longer these things take to happen, the less likely they are to happen. I'm not trying to say that Josh Reynolds and CJ Gardner-Johnson are not coming back, but the fact that we are less than 72 hours away from the start of free agency, the tampering period, which is the most important part, because by the time 4 o'clock Wednesday gets here, all the big dudes are gone. We're already on the second wave of free agency by the time the new league year starts. But the longer it takes, the less likely it is to happen. And I'm just a bit curious of what's going to happen with DPJ, what's going to happen with CJ Gardner-Johnson and Josh Reynolds. I think it would be Josh, CJ, and then Donovan Peoples-Jones. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm putting you guys on the spot. I couldn't make the decision, so I'm going to let you make it for me. I will say this. Justin brings our age bracket up quite a bit, but dude is a dog. He is a veteran leader, and maybe he doesn't make the goofy mistakes that CJ Gardner-Johnson makes. He leads by example and that veteran leadership. Then you got CJ Gardner-Johnson, the swag, the savvy, the youth. But can he stay healthy? Will he stay healthy? Right? His sample size with the Detroit Lions is super, super small. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to put it on you. Who do you want to sign if you had to choose between Justin Simmons and CJ Gardner-Johnson? That is a good one. Body of work. Okay, since I'm putting you on the spot, I'm going to put myself on the spot. Body of work. I'm taking Justin Simmons. If he wasn't available, now we're having a different conversation. Body of work, I'm taking Justin Simmons. If I can do it, if I'm going to ask you to do it, then I can do it too. And if CJ Gardner-Johnson hesitates at all, Justin Simmons. Could you imagine? I mean, and plus, here's the thing too, and I said this in my other video when I made it about Quandre Diggs. Justin Simmons, we have a young secondary. And just think about whoever we draft, because we will draft someone in the secondary. Our secondary is super young. We can have a guy like Justin Simmons that has a few years on CJ Gardner-Johnson who could bring a solid veteran leadership as well as play on the field. It's not like you're dropping off in production. You could argue you have more production with Justin Simmons. So there's my answer. If I had to choose, if you pulling my leg, and I had to make a decision, I would take Justin Simmons over CJ Gardner-Johnson, even with the age difference, because you got veteran leadership and production. But now I want to know your answer in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, members, and subscribers just like you. So I want to say thank you. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. And I am less than 40 subscribers away from 20,000. So consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button underneath you if you don't mind. 20,000 is a big deal, and that's why I'm pushing it so hard. And then after that, you'll probably go back to never hearing it that often again, because I find when you ask people to do something, they're less likely to do it. I know that's how it is for me. You can ask my wife. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other if I didn't already say that. And as always, go Lions.